Hey everybody, it's Russ Clark, and we're here with Flings on Wings, and I'm with my student and friend. This is Evelyn. Say hi, Evelyn.
Hello, everyone.
And Evelyn is in our Zero to Airline program in Thrust Flight, where I'm teaching. She wants to fly for the airlines, don't you?
I do.
She does. But right now, she actually is a flight attendant. I can't tell you which airline it's just a flight attendant for, but I can tell you it's an airline that's very near and dear to my heart, that you probably all know what's near and dear to my heart. And so she works for them, and I think they're one of the greatest airlines out there. Anyway, I was talking to, what's that?
I said I agree.
She agrees. I was speaking with her earlier about my weekend flying, and I wanted to get feedback from a flight attendant on what her thoughts are on these things I'm about to talk about.
And I don't know what we're going to talk about, so you guys are going to get the first thing that comes out of my head.
She has no idea. She says, this is great. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about that I posted about this weekend, I was at the airport.
Okay.
And it was Thursday morning, and I had two mothers sitting there with their husbands, FaceTiming their children out loud on speakerphone. And it's early and people are tired, and I'm sitting there going, why don't you just pick up the phone and call them, because I don't really want to hear the other side of the conversation, never mind your side. What are your thoughts on that?
I couldn't agree more, and it happens all the time. It's so annoying. Only you think your kids are cute. Nobody else does, especially when they're yelling in the background and they're trying to sleep. It's just...
You know how much heat we're going to take for this.
I know. I mean, your kids are cute, but put in the headphones. Nobody else wants to hear them screaming around, and they're not even listening to you. You have to call them. Hello, hey baby, and they're not even listening to you.
Hey babies! Hey babies!
What are you doing?
I feel like...
Miss Mommy?
I feel like I should call my dog and go, what's up, buddy?
I do that, I do, but only when I'm in my apartment.
I'm talking about at the airport in front of everybody,
No,
right?
no,
Right.
not in the airport.
So the question I have about the whole face, how many times have you been in the air and had people try to FaceTime their family while in the air?
That's funny. I was talking about this today. It's actually illegal, you guys, and you can get fined very heavily for it. Once you're in the air, even if you buy the Wi-Fi, you cannot do FaceTime audio, you cannot have a conversation with somebody via the internet or whatever.
But you can text though.
You could text, but you cannot have a phone call or FaceTime or WhatsApp or whatever. It's not allowed.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, and you can actually get fined for it.
Did I mention to you that you should have told me I had a zit on my neck before we shot this?
And I have horns sticking out.
It's just horns
So,
sticking out.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so no FaceTime on the airplane.
No FaceTime.
So here's one of my favorite things. So I'm sitting in my chair, my seat, and this was not my first class seat. This was my economy minus. And the dude in front of me has his seat back, and we're taxiing, and the flight attendant just said, "Put your seats up." So anyway, I'm like, what is this dude doing? So I'm like knocking on his chair. I'm going pop, 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 pop. Dude, put your seat up. Right. She just told you to put your seat up. What are your thoughts on that?
It's the most annoying thing, and you think it's trivial, 2 inches or whatever. It's not even that much, but the person behind you, your knees could have gotten stuck in that. If there's a hard landing, if something, God forbid, happens, you can get stuck. There's a reason for those rules. That's enough inches for you to get out of there, even if you are tall. You know what I mean? It's just, if you put your seat back, if you recline it, you are literally putting in danger somebody's life. So don't be embarrassed to knock on their chair and ask them to move forward, because it is your life, not theirs.
I'll smack him on top of the head over the seat.
Yeah. And people think that we are just being annoying, and we're not, because there could be an FAA person on board. And if they see that you're not correcting these things, we can get in trouble and we can get fined. So we're not trying to be annoying, we're just trying to do our jobs and save lives if the case is.
So what do you think about, you've sat in your jump seat, we're taxiing, getting ready to take off, and all of a sudden you hear, ding!
Oh my god! It's like you're in our brains. Oh my gosh.
Ding.
Well, so if we're in sterile, which is between 0 and 10,000 feet, so basically when you're taxiing and then when you hear the double ding, if we're in sterile, it's silent cabin, right? So if you hear a ding, I make an announcement, and your flight attendant should make an announcement that says, if there's an emergency, please ring your call button again. So if we hear it again, that means that there is something going on and we need to go and see what the case is. But if we don't hear it again, then we know that it is not an emergency. So that's kind of my getaway with that.
Okay.
My get around, I should say.
How should people react when on the PA all of a sudden the flight attendant says, "Is there a doctor on board?"
Don't stand up and try to see what's going on.
Miss, are you telling us absolutely everything?
Not exactly. We're also out of coffee.
I mean, you could turn, whatever. But if we're asking is because... Oh, and also, don't ring your call button and ask why you haven't gotten your Coke or your coffee. I actually had that happen, a medical emergency. A really tall guy fainted and he was in the middle of the galley and there was a big mess back there.
Little tall guy, what?
Fainted.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he passed out. It was really insane. He didn't have... All you saw were white. He didn't... it was just really scary. And this guy kept ringing his call button, and I'm thinking, what's going on? And he goes, "Excuse me, miss, I asked for a coffee, and you haven't given it to me." And I said, "Sir, we're dealing with a medical emergency." And he goes, "Well, I don't care. I really need my coffee."
I don't care. I need my coffee.
So, guys, if we're dealing with something, just let us work. When we're dealing with something, we're trying to figure out, first of all, what is wrong with the person? Do we need to land a plane? I'm talking to the captain or whoever is talking to the captain, trying to let them know if the person is alive or not. Or do we have to do CPR? Do we have to get oxygen tanks? Do we have to get an IV started? All of these things are going on as we're trying to get a doctor on board who's going to, a doctor to come to us, who's going to tell us whether we need to do these things.
You guys start IVs?
No, we don't. We get a doctor, but we need to get all the materials for them to do it.
Oh, what if the doctor's not on board? Who's starting the IV?
We'll get the next best thing.
So, this is a good one. We talked about this earlier.
Okay.
So when you're putting on that yellow thing, you're showing everybody.
Wait, hold on. I gotta demonstrate. Are you gonna drink this?
No, it's fine. Go ahead. She wants to demonstrate. This is funny. So you guys have seen the pre-flight, right? So anyway, they pull out the thing that's the oxygen mask, right? And so...
Do you remember that Southwest flight that had a decompression with the lady popped out of the plane? And
oh, man.
Yeah, that was like a freak. Well, a guy posted a selfie on the flight, right? Because everybody wants to post selfies of them experiencing something like that. And the guy's oxygen mask was like this.
It was over his mouth and not his nose? Okay, so what's wrong with that?
It needs to cover your nose and ears.
Nose and mouth.
Not just your mouth. It's not doing anything if it's just covering your mouth, especially if you're still breathing from your nose.
You're dead. So
hypoxia like that.
Hypoxia. What's hypoxia? Hypoxia is when your body's not getting the oxygen it needs to keep you alive. Yes. And at 37,000 feet, you have about 15 seconds before you die. Which is why, like they did 2 weeks ago, if you have a decompression, what do they do with the airplane?
They're going to go down.
Fast.
To get you in a pressure where you can actually breathe.
10,000 feet.
10,000 feet.
You're going to lose 20,000 feet in a couple minutes. And of course, the media always, they just glamorize that.
That's what crazy.
They were on drugs. Because they were going like that. This is how we keep you alive, people.
By going like this.
So how do you feel about people wearing earbuds during your presentation?
You know what? That I don't care. I care when I'm doing my safety demo and the two people in the aisle are having a conversation
across
the aisle from each other and laughing and being really loud, and I don't even know what the purser is saying because they're having this conversation.
Oh my.
So yeah. So if just listen, guys. The thing is, you think that just because you've flown a couple of times or whatever. Every aircraft is different. Every airline that you fly with has different aircraft, different configurations, over water, domestic. All those things mean that instead of a life raft, you're gonna have just a slide, or you might not even have a door that you can use because the 37 is tail heavy. So if there's a ditching, if you land in the water, you can't go to the back.
No, don't open the back door.
So even if you are very used to flying, always listen to the safety memo, at least if this is for the exits and what the airplane is equipped with. We know you know how to do your seatbelts and hopefully your oxygen.
Oh, I love it.
But if we're doing the service, take the headphones out. I don't want to have to ask you 4 times, what would you like to drink today? What would you like to drink today?
What would you like to drink today?
What would you like to drink today?
Yeah. Here's another good question for you. So you're on shift, you're working, right? And you're hanging out, you're on standby. Well, first of all, by the way, I don't know about other people, but pilots, we all love to like check out flight attendants. That's just, being a flight attendant just makes you hot right away, right? But listen, this is funny, right? So what about somebody that you work with and they want to talk politics?
Oh, this is bad. I can't talk politics to people. I'm very passionate, and it's gone to the point where if I want to talk politics, if the person wants to talk politics, I'll just walk away. Because you may be on a 3-4 day flight with someone, trip with someone, and you don't want a conversation that has nothing to do with your job to impact your job. So, especially because, again, when emergencies happen, you rely on these coworkers, and communication is like number one.
Right.
So if you don't want to communicate about something, maybe you think like somebody doesn't look like they're feeling well. You want to have that open dialogue where you're saying, I don't think this guy feels well. Keep an eye on him. And that may not happen if you're talking about politics and getting upset.
Okay. I have one more pet peeve that I'm going to share with you, and I want your feedback on.
Okay.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. So this weekend, flying home, coming into Houston, and I must say, it was a flight attendant on a jump flight that did this.
What is a jump flight?
Standby.
Oh, standby. Oh, okay.
She was on a standby to come home or to go to her job assignment, whatever.
Oh, you mean commuting?
Sure.
Okay, commuting.
Yeah.
Because standby, commuting, those are all different things. So you got.
Whatever, I'm a pilot. Leave me alone. I fly them. Okay, all seriousness.
Okay.
What does she do? Like, the captain announces, folks, we're getting ready for our final descent into Houston. She's got to open up her bag and spray perfume on her in the cabin right in front of me, and the whole cabin smelled like perfume. I just wanted to get up and take her purse and stomp the perfume. Well, I mean, seriously, give these people some advice on how to act in an airplane when it comes to personal hygiene.
So I actually have a story about that.
Okay.
Excuse me. There is this flight attendant that I will not fly with because she has Chanel, which is very expensive perfume, but she loves to spray all over herself. And I am very sensitive to smell. My poor husband, he loves cologne, but he can't wear it because it makes me nauseous. I don't like any type of perfumes, colognes, anything. So this particular flight attendant sprayed herself with Chanel, which I'm sure to some people is nice, but not to me. And it was very not pleasing. Yeah, so yeah, don't do that. Don't wear. The only thing that I will accept is the hand sanitizers that have a smell because you're actually cleaning your hands and that goes away. But don't spray perfume.
Because also, yes.
Thank you.
So because when you spray that on the airplane, it circulates through the whole place.
Oh. And it's just not good. It makes people nauseous. It makes me nauseous. It's bad.
I think we're getting kicked out.
I think we are getting kicked out too.
I think we close this joint. We're at Norma's here in Addison. So
yes, very good place.
She needed some help with her E6B. I said, "Tell you what, let's do something fun with the E6B." And you're a flight attendant, and I've got some things I want to ask and talk about, and this is really cool.
Yeah,
and she has a great personality, as you can tell.
Thanks.
And you love your job.
I do love my.
So
I love my
her
job.
thing is, she's like, "Oh, can I be a flight attendant and fly the airplane at the same time?"
Yep. I'm doing it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. Hold on a second. Open the door.
I got a BRB.
All right, anyway, this is Flings on Wings. I'm Russ, and this is
Evelyn.
And we appreciate your time, and I hope that you had fun with us. It's funny, we're videoing all our flight instructor stuff popping up.
I'm like, oh,
We're at the last table, and we're gonna go right now. So
Okay.
we'll see you later, everybody.
Alright.
Right, this is a test. We're gonna talk.
Test.
There's a zit in my neck. I don't notice these things. Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't even notice
Look.
it. Listen, I have a horn sticking out of my head.
You do. You look like the devil. Hold on.